It's hard to imagine the internet without Google. It's hard to imagine how we would navigate this ocean of information without a search engine. Search engines are quite sophisticated services and they employ machine learning. In the early days of search engines, 20, 25 years ago, it was a known thing that there were people paid to visit web pages and annotate the content, etc., manually. Now we don't think about that anymore, but are people still involved in making search engines better? Are humans still in the loop?
I think search engines are a really good example of human in the loop machine learning because they show many different types of machine learning and many different types of human interactions, which are combined to make a search engine more accurate. So the most obvious kind, if you're going to like a general web search engine today, is you'll put in a search term and you'll click on a link. And if you click on that link, maybe 3 or 4 down from the top, then you're the human in the loop. You're giving that information back to the search engine, thinking that, okay, well maybe this search term should link to this page first, rather than the one that had up here at top. So that's one way that search engines use the end users. Another might be if you type in a search term and it didn't find anything that you liked, and so you retyped a better search term and it pulled up the page that you did like. Search engines can also use that information. It's called query reformation. So they can look at what you typed, look at what you've retyped, and then know that those two queries are related to each other. I think there's a little bit of a misconception that search engines only use that end user human feedback. In fact, search engines employ many different kinds of humans directly in order to prove their results. And I think it's interesting to think about use cases like e-commerce. So, today you're searching not just for web pages, you're searching for products online, maybe you're searching for music, maybe you're searching for map directions. All of these use cases of search employ hundreds of thousands of people to annotate the data. So you could think about something like in an e-commerce situation. Okay, so you're searching for a product. What is the right thumbnail image of that product to present? Each of those products might have 20 different images, but you only want to show ones on a lighter background. So you might have an entire human-in-the-loop machine learning system to semi-automate identifying which is the right image to put in the thumbnails. Another example that I've worked on is summarization. So the actual product description, especially if you've seen a lot of online commerce sites, is not just a table. It is the best ever executive, cheap, very strong table, like incredibly long title. And that might not be the best user experience, especially if you're doing something like audio search rather than a visual search. So you might want to summarize that table. And so that summarize that description. So that summarization process would itself be another human in the loop optimization process. And then all the products themselves might fall into different product categories. And again, that would be a human in the loop system where you have humans annotating some products into categories and some are automatically assigned into the categories via machine learning. And then on the human side of all of this, you have to think about, well, who are the right people to do this? Can anyone categorize products into certain categories, or do you need certain skill sets, especially if it's highly specialized products? And what's the most efficient way for a human to do this? Because if you have tens of thousands of categories potentially in a large e-commerce site, you can't have a drop-down menu of 10,000 options for that human to label. So you need to think about the most efficient interface for the humans to provide those labels for the training data. And then think about, well, okay, if some of the humans can have errors, how do you track those errors? How do you assign the work to multiple people and aggregate it? So yeah, even behind what seems like a very simple search engine, you type in a product and you see it listed in front of you, there is an entire ecosystem of human in the loop machine learning that goes into making that a seamless experience for you.